Pain and struggle is not just obstacles.
Jesus for this food.
They are part of the journey to greatness.
Thank you, Jesus, for this food.
Every hardship either shapes you or shatters you.
Thank you, Jesus, for this food. Thank you, Jesus, for this food.
And how you rise from it defines your destiny.
Make or break you in this game.
From the day Kellen was born, I knew he was destined for something special.
Suburbs of Portland, Oregon, Hillsboro.
He had this energy, this determination. Even as a kid, no matter what challenge was in front of him, he faced it head on with a fire that never faded. I've always believed he was meant to change lives, and that's exactly what he's doing.
You're not born with a silver spoon, a gold spoon, nothing in your mouth. You have to work for what you want. And don't never let nobody tell you what you can't do. Never.
Family is the foundation that keeps us grounded, and the grind is the path that helps us build a legacy for them. From humble beginnings to relentless victories, this journey made me the man I am today.
Before I became an all-state athlete, before I earned Division I football scholarships, I was just a kid trying to figure out life. I was born on January 9th, 1998 in Hillsboro, Oregon. My mom is half Korean and half white, and my dad is Samoan. They met in Hawaii, but by the time I was 3, my parents divorced. Growing up, I lived in different households, and I was separated from most of my siblings. I grew up primarily with my sister and my stepbrother in Oregon. I always had this drive in me, but life was not always easy. The challenges came early, but they taught me resilience. With 7 siblings in total, each one had a different life path, but we were all connected through love. Even though we didn't always live under one roof, the bond we shared was always strong. Growing up in a blended family taught me adaptability and hard work from the start. Sports became my escape, my purpose. My first sport was Pee Wee football in 4th grade, where I played defensive end and running back. I was aggressive, I loved contact, and I had no idea that this was the sport that would shape my future. By the 5th grade, I was playing baseball, and in middle school, I played basketball in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. At the time, basketball was my favorite sport, but I knew deep down football was where my future was. When I got to high school, I wasn't always a star. I didn't even start on my freshman football team, but I had this thing in me: heart. Every morning, I woke up at 4 a.m. to train before school. While other kids were sleeping, I was lifting weights, running sprints, and doing everything I could to get 1% better. I also played basketball that year because I still loved that game, but I knew that if I wanted to take football to the next level, I had to make a change. So I made one of the toughest decisions of my life. I quit basketball and joined the wrestling team. Wrestling was brutal. It tested me in ways I never imagined, but it made me a better athlete. It made me stronger, more disciplined, and more explosive. And that paid off because that year I earned a spot on the varsity football team as a sophomore. I was still making a name for myself, but I knew I wasn't where I wanted to be yet. That only pushed me to work harder. Junior year was when everything started to change. I became a dominant player on the field. And after that season, I earned first team All-State honors. That's when I got the call I had been waiting for, my first scholarship offer. Eastern Washington was the first school to believe in me. That moment was surreal. It was proof that all the hard work I put in wasn't for nothing. And once that first offer came, the floodgates opened. But I wasn't done yet. After football season, I knew I needed to get even faster and more explosive. I joined the track team to improve my speed. I had never thrown javelin before, but somehow, someway, I placed 7th in state my first year. By the time I was hitting football camps, I was running a 4.5 40-yard dash. Oregon State took notice.
I silently committed to Oregon State, but the journey didn't end there. I explored, I grew, and I found the path meant for me. At the Nike Spark, I showed up and showed out, proving my worth in front of more college coaches. Eventually, the whole nation took notice.
I also scored a 111 at the Nike Spark Combine, one of the highest ratings in the country at the time. Right before my senior season, my grandfather passed away. He was one of my biggest inspirations, and I knew I had to dedicate my season to him. I played every game with a different level of intensity. It wasn't just about football anymore, it was about making him proud. That season, I became League Player of the Year, earned first team All-State honors, and led my team alongside some of the best athletes I've ever played with. We had a special group, a brotherhood, and we made memories that would last a lifetime. By the time my senior year ended, the big time offers had come in. Schools from all over the country wanted me. Arizona, Oregon State, University of Utah, West Virginia, Colorado. It was a dream come true. But it wasn't luck, it was hard work. It was years of grinding when no one was watching. Looking back, I wasn't the most talented. I wasn't the fastest or the strongest, but I outworked everyone. I showed up every day, and that's why I got to where I did. If there's one thing I learned, is that talent only takes you so far. Hard work beats everything, and that's what I want to share with you. My journey isn't just about football. It's about proving that no matter where you start, no matter how many people doubt you, if you put in the work, you can change your life. I did it, and so can you. If my story resonates with you, if you're on your own journey to greatness, follow along. Let's get better together.
After high school, I committed to San Diego State University. It wasn't just about football. It was about proving I belonged. Freshman year, I walked into a locker room filled with future pros, surrounded by some of the best athletes in the world. I could have doubted myself. I could have shrunk, but instead, I locked in. That year, we fought every practice, every game, every rep, and when the season ended, we were champions. 2016 Mountain West champions. I stood on that field, confetti falling, knowing that this was just the beginning. By 2019, I wasn't just on the team, I was making plays. I blocked a punt, won Special Teams Player of the Week, and proved that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Textbook two-handed there on the initial block. The country fumble, scoop it up, and get yourself in there.
But the real victory? The relationships I built. The late nights, the early mornings, the battles we fought. My teammates weren't just teammates, they were a family. But then everything stopped. COVID-19 hit. Suddenly, football was gone. The structure, the grind, the purpose gone overnight. I caught COVID multiple times. My body breaking down, my mind struggling to keep going. There were days I felt lost. Days where I questioned everything. But deep down, I knew I wasn't done. In 2021, I walked across that stage with a degree in psychology, economics, and business. But a diploma wasn't my finish line. It was my starting point. So I packed my bags and I moved to Los Angeles. No safety net, no guarantees, just a dream. I believed. I became a personal trainer, a content creator, and built something from nothing. 4 years of relentless hustle. 4 years of sacrifice. 4 years of betting on myself. But even after all that, something was missing. I wasn't meant to stay comfortable. I wasn't meant to play it safe. So I did what I have always done. I took a leap. I left LA, left behind everything I built, not because I failed, but because I was ready for more. Hawaii, a fresh start, a new mission, a chance to build, to grow, to create something bigger than myself. This isn't the end. This is where the real journey begins. And through every sacrifice, every triumph, and every moment of doubt, I carved the path that not only defined my journey, but shaped the man I have become.